Cyberbullying for sure. It is hard to know how our lives have changed until we pause and look at the vast difference there is now and 10 years ago. With new and advanced technology, our social media communication tools have profoundly impacted our lives and wield much more power than they ever did before. Social media platforms are now multifaceted and not only used to meet and stay in touch with people. It is now ingrained in our morning routine to check our phones to see what is going on in the world. When I was a young girl in a rural town in Texas, I would have to turn to the local news channel to see if school was in session or not for snow days. Nowadays, my brothers in grade school get a mass text and phone call. They don't have to turn to the local news channel to see if they already displayed the education department or for the day's weather. Social media websites are becoming trusted sources of information and are even the place to market a business. If a business has a strong social media presence, it has the greater chance of succeeding. Small or large businesses can now easily pay for advertising or create their own profiles to promote their business. Social media giant Facebook has 2.27 billion users, and even Instagram is not going to be outdoed at 1 billion monthly users. And businesses have learned how to tap into these users. For example, watch brand Daniel Wellington allows users with large followings to promote their watches with a small percentage of the revenue as an incentive. The amount of businesses a company can have is dependent on their marketing on these social media apps and the amount of exposure they have. 79% of smartphone users have their phone on or near them for 22 hours of the day. To be honest, it is the first thing I touch in the morning and the last thing I touch before I go to sleep. I even have it a foot away on the bed charging as I sleep so I can quickly grab it if I need it. I not only use it to check up on my friends, but I have monthly subscriptions to groceries, pads and tampons, and even makeup. And I know I'm not the only one. Living in the 21st century with the advanced technology we have, it has yielded new issues that we have never had before. There are social media obsessions, anxiety, and depression. There has even been a rise cyberbullying since mean-spirited children are crafty and found a new platform to intimidate others. Cyberbullying makes young people twice as likely to self-harm or attempt suicide. Insults online can now easily be dealt, but difficult to locate the bully. People create fake profiles, and some platforms even have an anonymous message feature that allows teens to receive anonymous messages. While I myself have never been cyberbullied, I used to get anxiety when I had a picture. I don't know why I'm laughing. Oh my god. When I had a picture I wanted to post. When I woke up early for school, I'd post before leaving the house since that is what an expert on Instagram said is the optimal time to post. Then I'd spend the entire day checking to see how many likes or comments I would get. For the past couple of years, that was how I saw my self-worth. It was dependent on how many people liked my posts and how they compared to me. My self-image was dependent on how I was portrayed in social media, which is the opposite of how it should be. It shouldn't be that if enough people care about what I'm doing online, it means I'm someone of value. And it took a long time before I could learn that, and I know that there are thousands of children and even adults who still don't understand that. Culture goes through numerous changes as the world develops. Ours is just more impacted by social media than anything else. Our news stations and news reporters are not going to go away, and phones are still used to communicate. But now social media is much more than just a form of communication. If used effectively, it can give us all a greater choice on how we live and what happens in our world. And there are negative aspects that we must learn to fix, or else our lives will be entirely controlled by what happens on the internet. Thank you.